Hey y'all, so tonight I am going to run through the 5 phases of formulating a visual design. The first one, of course, is Formulate. The one that I have chosen under Formulate, one of the stages of Formulate I chose was Message. Message is the ultimate goal for any advertisement, whether it be, if you're doing it through a television commercial or just showing it, wherever, any type of advertisement. There's a message to everything, and to have a good, important message to your advertisement, it can lead anybody to want to stop what they're doing if they're doing something incorrectly that they shouldn't be doing. Like in this advertisement, we've got the important message of stopping drunk driving. It shows a visual, not a visual. It is a visual. How much of an impact that it makes whenever you get inside of a vehicle and you are drunk. Or you could be, even though this is mainly towards drunk drivers, you could also relate this to people that don't wear their seatbelts as well. So both have a very large impact, and they could really save someone's life. And just having this advertisement, it really displays a message in itself, and that's the ultimate goal here. So I felt like this was a good advertisement, a good message that was formulated. Now, this, on the other hand, was not a good message that was formulated. I'm not really sure what they're selling, and really you should kind of have a way the audience should know what you're selling right off the bat. In the previous message, they were trying to sell you to basically stop drinking and driving. Whereas this one, it's basically saying immigrants that are, athletic and can play sports should jump in the back of this semi-truck. But if you're not athletic, then there's no use in you even trying. It's just really racist, first off. That's the biggest thing. And then just the message is not good at all. I mean, I'm a blonde. I don't really understand it, but just the point blank, it's racist. Point blank, period. It's just not good. The next phase that we're going to talk about is organization, and I chose to go with just alignment and shapes. In this advertisement here, we have McDonald's. They were promoting, that they have Wi-Fi offered, and by doing that, they use French fries. So I felt like the shape of it, people always recognize, okay, I know exactly what Wi-Fi looks like. So if I have homework to go do, or, I just want to hang out with some friends and browse on my social media or something, then they can go to McDonald's, enjoy a nice meal, and get on social media or complete their homework or whatever it may be. And then in this advertisement, they went with red. And red is always being known as a color that always catches people's eye. It's just very vibrant, and statistics show that it's a color that it's very well known. A lot of people I've heard have said that if you have a red car, this is just out there, this is just a story, but if you have a red car, it's more prone to getting in accidents because it's more eye-catching. People are more prone to go to it. So I felt like, in this shape, or even in alignment, because it's it's aligned on both sides. I felt like it really defined the Wi-Fi logo. But then you've got McDonald's involved. So I felt like it really helped with that. But I felt like that was a good advertisement. Whereas this, on the other hand, it's a very bad advertisement. Not only is it bad, but it's offensive. Especially to those that are a little on the hefty side. In this advertisement, it says, "Save the whales, lose the blubber, go vegetarian." I feel like it's that person's preference. I understand that they're probably trying to relate the message of losing weight and feeling better about yourself. And then, a lot of women, especially me in particular, I want to look good for my summer body and get in shape and be ready so I can wear that summer bikini, And I think that that's what they were trying to portray, and just say that majority of women are overweight and they don't look good and they want people to go vegetarian, but in the same sense, they kind of went about it the wrong way. So I feel like they should do something a little bit different, especially with how this message is even said, because you don't want to refer to your customers as whales, point blank. And then here's some asymmetry. We have, the Pepsi logo. It's very popular. It's very symmetric in the first picture because, they wanted to have it to where every customer, they kind of get the patriotic feel. You've got the red, white, and blue. But then, it's going to be the same throughout. Whereas they just changed their logo, so it's not, symmetric, it's asymmetric. And it has the different shapes there, and it looks very vibrant and just something updated, something new. So, it just looks really good. It looks very tidy and very clean, and that's what you want to do. You want to have something with a different design, but, you have those positive and negative areas that kind of become linked together. So that would be the good and the bad. And then we've got repetition. So in repetition, I really think that repetition on the phase for Unify really is the main point that a lot of customers get drawn in. And just in my opinion, because I can relate to this in several instances, whether it be a song or it be on the radio station, they play it like a scene. One in particular is Valdosta, Langdale Kia of Valdosta. They always have the you don't want to pay, you don't pay more than a dime because it's a crime. So that the voice that plays on that recording, I can always replay it in my mind because it's constantly playing on the radio station. But then again, it's the same message over and over again, that you don't want to pay more than a dime to get in a new vehicle. So like iPod has done here, iPod, they have the shadow of people dancing and just overall having a good time. And that's what iPod wants to do, is they want you to have a good time while listening to your music. But what they've done is they've broadcasted this advertisement throughout this entire street. And I felt like it was a really cool idea because you have all these different colors and just everyone is having a great time. You don't see the same people and they're not doing the same thing. So it's very different. You have a lot of colors there, and but then again, you have your repetition. It's the same advertisement. So I felt like it was good, but then again, it had its downside. It's kind of, some people don't like repetitiveness. But then again, it gets stuck in your brain. This has been everybody and anybody knows the "help, I've fallen and I can't get up." Everybody knows that commercial. Everybody. In this advertisement here, it's, they have several white space spots, which I felt like could have been replaced with maybe a house background, the inside of a house. But it's very, it's got an old woman, and people know right off the bat, okay, well, I guess if she's fallen, she needs her help. So it has the message behind it still. But it's repetitive because you hear it all the time on the TV, or you may hear it on the radio. I haven't heard it on the radio in a while, but you may hear it every once in a while. But you always hear, I've fallen and I can't get up. That same slogan or that same catchphrase. And people engrave that into their brain and they won't ever forget it. So it really sells the product with repetitiveness. The next one would be under just the next phase would be simplify. And with these advertisements here, it is just, there is too much going on. And that's when we need to adapt to elimination. There's too many, you've got too many numbers, you have too many things going on, and I'm not really exactly sure what they're selling in the right picture. I'm assuming like something to deal with Barbie. It says I'm a lamb Barbie girl, but I really don't understand it. Are they selling an actual doll, like an action figure, or if they're selling a magazine? I really can't tell. And then the one with the vehicles, they're selling vehicles, obviously. But I feel like there's too much going on, and I can't really understand. I'm having to kind of look twice and kind of figure out, okay, well, is it 15,488 or is it 58,321? So it's really hard to browse at that and really understand that. Now I know that elimination can be painful, but you're really evaluating how the design and message works together. And in this, there's too much going on, as I've said before. In this is a better type of message that's relayed without having too many colors involved. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so there, it has some white space, and you're gonna want a little bit of white space. But I feel like the other one, it's too busy, way too busy. This, it's clear cut, dry. It's $32,999. There's 3 to choose from. I'm assuming color they mean by. You get a free $10 gas card with any test drive, and it tells you a little bit about the vehicle. It's a V6, it's automatic with air conditioning. I feel like it has everything right there. It's informative, but yet it's not busy. So I feel like that was the best way to go. You just want to remove any busy shapes, busy colors, because it can really dodge the eye, and people aren't going to want to pay attention. They're going to be like, whoa, there's a lot going on. I just want to know the price, and I'm done. So I feel like this was the better type of advertisement. And there again, you see in that too that the color of the car is red, because red always catches the eye. And then the last one that I have, if it will come up, I just had it up a second ago. The last one I have is also just, just having communication. Because after all, it is one of the phases of Simplify as well. You want to communicate with your customers. What is going on? What are they getting themselves into? When you buy a credit card, you want to know exactly what you're paying for, the interest, how many months do you pay interest free, if there's a profit rate. I know that Capital One does a percentage back for every purchase that you make at a grocery store or wherever it may be. They give you a percentage back, and you're being a customer myself, I would want to know how much I'm getting back, because if I find out that Capital One offers one card that has 5% back cash back at a grocery store, and then I find out that Discover has cash back at 8%, then obviously I'm going to want to go with the 8%. But you also want to know how much the interest rate is going to be. If it's going to be sky high, you may not want to go with it. It may give you a lot of cash back, but you're still having to pay a lot on interest. So, in this advertisement, we've got a MasterCard Platinum. It just shows you, you've got your minimum salary, to be able to be qualified in order to apply for this type of credit card. There's no salary transfer. It shows you your interest rate, the profit rate, and then it's got, your personal loans from 3.99% without anything to pay for 3 months. So I feel like it's very informative. You've got your information there. You're communicating to your customer as far as what's going on, what are they in for, what are they signing up for. So I feel like it was very informative, and it's all the information's right there. Just like this one, your information's there. You have everything. It's informative, and you don't have to remove anything. There's no eliminating. Whereas this, there's a lot of eliminating. There needs to be a lot of removal. So, but we've got all the different types of phases in here. To reiterate the 5 phases, we've got Formulate, Organize, Contrast, Unify, and Simplify. So we formulated by providing a message at the beginning here with the drunk driving. And then we've got our audience. I mentioned throughout this whole video is that your audience has to have some type of message relayed. They're getting something out of the advertisement. And then, you could have a sketch or, something, a drawing, just to kind of show what's going on in the commercial or in the advertisement so the customer knows. There have been a couple of rheumatoid arthritis commercials that I've seen where it shows a cartoon character that they've drawn out, and it's walking across and just showing, it's it's slow one day, but then it takes the rheumatoid arthritis medicine or medication, and the next day it's, going outside playing on a playground with their kids or whatever. So just having the sketches would be good. And then, as I've said before, organization. You've got your shape, your alignment. You want to make sure it's all aligned. You don't want it to be too crazy, you don't want it to be too busy, as I've said before. And then people know the shape of French fries. So there's your shape, which is under organization. And then you also have proximity, which I didn't mention, but you also have the proximity, how much is in the message. Then we have the contrast, which I've mentioned before, for the asymmetric, and then you've got your symmetric, you've got your color, and how much value it really puts towards there. You can see this one is basic. You've got your red, white, and blue, period. Then you've got your value. Pepsi values having a refreshing taste. So in this, they used the condensation bubbles to kind of represent a cold Pepsi coming out of the vending machine, or wherever it may be coming from. And then we go to repetitiveness, which I feel like I'm doing myself throughout this video, but I want to make sure that you kind of recognize what all I've learned throughout these 6 chapters, or 7 chapters, excuse me. In contrast, in Unify, we've got repetitiveness, and I meant to also mention in the iPod advertisement, we've got rhythm. They have rhythm throughout, and just having, that beat, you could actually put any type of beat with this picture here, and it would be spot on. It would look awesome. And then we've got simplify, which is we need to simplify this. That it's too much, and we need to make it simple. As I've heard my professors say before, keep it simple, stupid. Just make it simple. Some people aren't easy to please, but some aren't hard to please either. So, like I said, just keep it easy, keep it simple, and just follow those 5 phases of the visual formation, and you should be good to go. And that's really all I have to say for tonight. So I appreciate you for tuning in to this video, and thank you for watching. Alright, bye.